Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. Right now you're looking at a 60-minute intraday real-time chart of the silver futures contract. The market just closed. It closes at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you can see here, we had this huge gap up that occurred on Friday when the U.S. futures markets were closed, but we had a trading session in Asia. So what happened was we had a huge run-up. It gapped up from where we closed on Friday. We closed at 46.05.90, and we opened at 47.25 and ran all the way up to the 49.82 handle before collapsing back down, retracing approximately 50% of the bar you see here, and then prices just fell out of bed and collapsed. So we had a $4 price range in our trading session today, which is the equivalent of $20,000 per contract. So had you been long up here, you'd be about $20,000 down and close to it on the close today, which hurts a lot. We managed to close around the 46.97 level today. So prices are still very consolidated. For you candlestick junkies out there, basically what you have here is what is referred to as a gravestone doji, and this often signifies a top. The longer the upper shadow, the more bearish the signal. But those of you who follow the Black Ops trading room, you know better. We don't really put a lot of credence to that, but I like to just throw it out there anyway, because I know there are people out there that like to look at chart patterns and things of that nature. Alright, let's take a look at what the daily price action looks like. Alright, taking a look here at the daily chart, you can see we've just been just straight on up after this consolidation period here. We had a total of 2 pulse wave breakouts. We had one here and we had one here, and we've been just straight up ever since. So it's been a very powerful market. On the daily chart, different than what we have on the 60-minute, we did have weak bids going into the close, and we closed up about 3.16% today, which is quite a range. We're looking at a range of about $1.45, and so prices did close higher than they opened though. We had 3 white candles in the last 3 trading sessions, and although these candles were not big enough to create 3 white soldiers, the steady upward pattern still remains bullish at this time. I also want to point out that looking at the market sentiment index, we have a pulse scan swing VIX reading of 38.29, okay, and we have a swing VIX reading at 39.79. So that is a downtrend channel. Okay, the market pulse is positive since it's trading above its 0 signal line, and the pulse scan crossed below the swing VIX, creating a downtrend channel as of today. This means that negative momentum has entered the market, so we expect sideways to lower prices within the next 3 to 5 days. However, the swing VIX just crossed below 39 from a topping formation, and this is a bearish sign. So we'll look to see if we have follow through on tomorrow. It is a strong possibility. Okay. Taking a look now at our momentum reading. All right. The market trend, currently the trend is still very bullish. Silver is under heavy accumulation. Trend strength reading remains strong. I mean, we remain in a bullish trend. It's still intact. All right, our intraday price projections going for tomorrow. We have resistance at 48.88 and we have support at 46.58. We might consolidate within that trading range into tomorrow. I do not necessarily anticipate that the resistance of 48.88 will be violated, nor do I truly believe that the 46.58 will be violated. My opinion is that we filled the gap that was created between Thursday and Friday. So between the gap between the Asian session and the Friday closing U.S. session, was filled, in my opinion, today. So we should see higher prices, even though the market remains in an overbought condition. It is going to be very difficult to see selling pressure continue into tomorrow. It can happen now that we have a negative down channel created on this bar, but it's not necessarily likely given the past strength of this market. Alright, taking a look at our weekly price projections. Currently, our weekly pulse wave price projections, we remain well above that, which is 38.18. So that was our last pulse wave, and we're remaining way above that. So this market is extremely powerful. Our 12 to 18 month price outlook, our upside target is $82.56. Okay, and looking at our bubble phase 1, we're not in the bubble yet, but looking at what I have here in front of me, it would suggest that based on what we have here, and this is where it gets very interesting, because we're looking at a possible $1,153 silver based on these current readings that we have. Okay, and I just want to tell you that would be pretty remarkable. I think the first milestone, though, is going to come at $115.30. Okay, so between $115.30 will be our 24 to 36 month outlook. Okay, going to 42 to 60 month outlook, we're at $148, and then at our bubble phase 3 72 month plus outlook, we're at $180 an ounce. Okay, now these bubble phase triggers, phase 1, 2, and 3, have extreme ranges in them, which means that really the sky is the limit for this. Let me give these to you. Okay, the extreme phase 1. All right, this is where it gets a little tricky, and I have to do a follow-up video explaining how these price projection models work. But if we go, if these bars here stretch out to extremes, okay, what happens is we go into a different type of a pulse wave. And our phase 1 pulse wave, 24 to 36 month outlook, says that silver can reach a price of $11,530 an ounce. Phase 2 would be $14,804 an ounce, and phase 3 will be $18,078 an ounce. All things being equal, if we continue to have these $4 and $5 gap up moves like I've been telling you guys on Wide Awake Radio now for the past several months, all things being equal, we could see that. Now that would be saying a lot. That would be saying total dollar collapse, like dollar being absolutely zero. All right, looking at volatility, we did close above the upper band by 6.5%. This combined with the steep uptrend suggests that the upward trend in prices has a good chance of continuing. However, a short-term pullback inside the bands is likely. Black Ops Trading Room, we have a high volatility alert going into tomorrow. Okay, we had this high volatility alert all last week, and we have one tomorrow as well. All right, and so we're looking at a possible breakout of the upper volatility band occurring tomorrow. So that will be a red alert in the trading room for you guys for tomorrow. Okay, don't be surprised if when you wake up tomorrow morning we're at $51 an ounce. All right, so just wanted to give you the heads up on that. Okay, anything can happen. Markets are right now are under the watchful eye of the powers that be, and they can manipulate it and crash it any way they want. So let's look at possible crash scenarios. Our first support is going to come right here. Okay, this blue line right here, that's our first support, and that's at 44.92. The second support, which is the red line, is going to be at 42.58. All right, so that's a $2 range in between those two support areas. Our next support here is not until pulse wave 1, which is all the way down at $36.43. Below that, we have the Kumo cloud. Kumo cloud top support is going to be at 34.12. Bottom support is going to be at 31.52. And then our second pulse wave is not until all the way down to $26.30 an ounce. All those are possibilities hitting us to a correction. Okay, we could correct the entire move of the initial breakouts, which is not out of the question, and that would put us down to the 38 and 37 and even the high 36 handle. Okay, so don't be surprised. It could do that and then just like a rocket ship explode back up and break the $50 barrier. Okay, so those are our downside possibilities that we're looking for. So in conclusion, silver could collapse all the way back down to the Kumo cloud and still be bullish as long as, and I repeat this, as long as we stay above the long-term trend line support at 33.45. Okay, got to stay above 33.45 regardless of what kind of correction we get. We have to maintain that, or the uptrend would be in jeopardy and the run in silver would come to a complete halt, and we would start to see a bear market. All right, so there it is. I will post the transcript of the video with the chart analysis from the system on the blog as soon as I get a chance. All right, in the meantime, take what you can and give nothing back.